Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sam. If you are new, welcome to the video and welcome to the fam. So this week I decided to start something a little bit different. We're gonna call this Sippin' Sundays. I'm gonna grab my little coffee, my drink of the day, whatever that might be. I'm just gonna kind of sit down and chit chat with you about just different topics, different things, what's going on in life. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about how I got from this to this. Now in between these two pictures, there is just about a year of time. This first picture was taken in, it was either March or April of 2017, and now we are in July of 2018. So I guess just over a year. And between these two pictures, I have been able to lose 30 pounds. Ooh, I get so excited every time I say that because I just forget. I went from 182 down to about 150. So I kind of fluctuate right around that 150 mark, which I am really excited about because I set some pretty big goals for myself when I started this, and I'm really excited at what I've been able to achieve. Now, if you know me, if you're my friend, you follow me on Instagram, anything like that, you see I post before and after pictures quite often, and so a lot lately I've been getting the question of, what's your secret? How did you do it? So today I'm going to go ahead and break down the 4 things that have helped me the most when it comes to losing weight. So let me go ahead and preface this by saying I am not a life coach, I am not a personal trainer, I am not a medical professional, I'm not a doctor. So anything that I say, do your own research on it, kind of get into it for you, and you don't have to take everything I say. I'm just kind of the average person, I'm the average Joe, I'm not some fitness guru. So these are just the things that have worked for me and that might work for you as well. All right, so these are going to come in no particular order, and I'm guessing that none of these are going to come as a surprise to you. So first thing we're going to talk about out of my 4 tips, first thing is get your physical activity right, okay? Get up and get moving. When I look at myself a year ago, I was so glued to the couch. I was pretty unhappy with how things were going in life. I really missed my family because James and I had moved out to Arizona. It just felt like there was so much going on. I couldn't stand my job. I was stressed, overworked, tired, you name it, and I was in it. It was just a little bit of a funk going on, and I allowed my physical activity to get into a funk as well. So what's changed from now to then is I got a gym membership. I did get a personal trainer, which we're going to get into as our next little tip, but I try to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and I do both cardio and heavy lifting. Well, my version of heavy lifting, because these bad boys still have a way to go. But I realized that I really need to push myself. It was so easy to phone it in before. It was so easy to think to myself, it's okay, everyone starts somewhere. And yes, please, it's so true. Everyone does start somewhere, but at a certain point, you need to kick your butt into high gear. Because if you don't, you're not going to see the results. If you're someone who's on your feet all day for work already and you're walking around, or even if you just sit at a desk, whatever, going on a walk every night, that's great. It gets your body moving. But if you're in decent shape, going on a little walk is not going to help you to lose weight. So not only is it physical activity, but hard physical activity. Break a sweat, get it going and push yourself. Just be relentless and get to the gym and get in some hard physical activity and really push yourself. You will definitely start to see results much faster than if you don't. And this brings me right into my second piece of advice, and that is get some accountability. Okay, this can be someone you live with, it can be a friend, your significant other, this can be a personal trainer. The personal trainer has changed the game for me. And here's why. There's a few big reasons. One being I used to step into the gym and be so intimidated. I know you guys have been there before. You see these girls that are like all skinny, and why the heck are you showing up to the gym at 5 a.m. with a full face of makeup? You got a cute like matching two-piece on. Here I am in some like raggedy old basketball shorts, a torn up t-shirt. My hair's like, like, why are all these girls looking so cute and fit? And then you see these guys that are just like jacked. There's bodybuilders, and everything in between. And it can be intimidating. And the truth is, at the end of the day, like, no one really cares. No one is watching you. They're all doing their own, and you need to do your own. But the nice thing about having a personal trainer is he has helped me kind of navigate the gym and know what equipment to use for certain things, how to use it, how many reps, how many sets, just putting together a solid workout plan. That has been great, and I feel so much more comfortable where now I can go to the gym by myself, and I feel like I know what I'm doing, and I'm really not intimidated, and I don't care if there's a girl next to me freaking curling 100 pounds. Let me grab my 10-pound dumbbells and get to it. You learn, and that trainer is able to educate you, and that's so helpful. And the other piece of it is he pushes me so much harder than I would push myself, which is great because I think a lot of times we just plateau and we don't understand why, and it's because we're really not pushing ourselves as hard as we could. We're not pushing ourselves until our bodies just like give out, we kind of just take it halfway, and when it starts to get uncomfortable, we stop. And so just having that accountability is huge. And the last piece of this is that I know at the beginning of every single month, I'm gonna get my measurements taken and I'm gonna get weighed. And when I know, man, in a week I gotta step on the scale, that kicks my butt into high gear. So get your physical fitness on and get yourself some accountability. Okay, third piece. This is going to be nutrition, things you put into your body. Again, at this point, I am just speaking as your average human being. I am not a medical professional. Do not take what I say as the end-all be-all. Consult a physician if there's anything that you have questions or like concerns about or anything like that. So when it comes to food, a big piece of advice I have for you is you need to find what works for you. Here's what I mean by that. If you don't like living off of chicken and broccoli, then don't make a meal plan that is solely chicken and broccoli. You're not going to stick to things that you hate. It's just not going to work for you. And another piece that's really tough is if you just try and cut everything out right away, like cut out all the things you love. I'm like a carb freak. Give me some nachos, give me pizza, give me beer, give me chicken wings. Like, I live for that stuff. And if I were just to cut that all out completely, it would be so difficult for me to stick to a diet where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like any of this. So you really need to find what works for you, because if you're trying to do something that you hate, you are not going to stick to it. Which brings me to another point, and that's this. Give yourself the freedom every once in a while and use your common sense. Do not go overboard, but give yourself the freedom to have a little bit of wiggle room. You don't need to be a slave to a diet or a meal plan. I mean, unless you have like certain dietary restrictions, but you have the freedom to have some fun, play with your food, try different things. So give yourself a cheat day or whatever that looks like for you. It's a lot easier to add in things than it is to take away things. So, saying like, I'm gonna try and eat more healthy, I'm gonna add 1 serving of vegetables to each meal that I eat, rather than saying, I'm gonna just completely cut out pizza for forever. Like, it's so much easier to stick to those little goals. And when you realize that you can add in those little things and stay diligent and really stick to it, you're gonna be a lot more willing to then start seeing results, which will make you more willing to start taking things out and really kicking it into high gear. Another thing when it comes to the things you put into your bodies, and again, this is where you need to talk to a medical professional, but the medication and different things you put into your bodies can have an effect when it comes to weight loss. Now for me, this was birth control. I was taking it for a while. Ladies, I get it, and I completely know why. people take birth control, okay? Not only is it for, like, you know, pregnancy if you're not trying to get pregnant, but beyond that, it helps with the breakouts. It might help with your mood regulation. If your cycle is off and funky, it can help with that. And there are a lot of benefits to it. My way that I kind of stumbled upon this is I was never good at making my appointments, so my prescription would run out, and then I would have like this month where I was off of birth control. And just that feeling of kind of like yo-yoing of being on it, being off it, being on it, being off it, really messed with my body. And so last summer I just decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna stay off of this. And I noticed that as soon as I stopped taking it and my body started to really regulate, I actually started losing weight a lot faster than I was on it. Now, am I saying you need to stop taking your birth control right now? Absolutely not. But I just know for me, it was such a huge help, and like my mood was more regulated, and I feel like my body is just more regulated and kind of like at a good equilibrium now. So it just might be something to talk with a doctor about, or something to think about if you are really struggling to lose weight. And the last thing that has changed the game for me, in fact, I think this might be the most important thing, is my mindset. So when you believe about yourself that you're not good enough, or that you can't do it, that you are incapable, when you start to tell yourself those lies and believe those things, you are so much less likely to achieve. So changing your mindset to say, no, I am worth it. Yes, I can do this. It totally changes the game. And you need to be a reliable person, not only for the other people in your life, but for yourself. Okay, think about this. We all have that one friend or that one person, whoever, coworker, that always says they're going to do something, but they don't. You know, if every time you invite them to happy hour after work, they're like, oh yeah, I'll come, but then there's always a reason that they can't show up, are you really going to trust that person? No. And so your body and your mind kind of train the same way, where if you continue to say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start this journey, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week, I'm going to drink more water, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then you continue to make excuses as to why you can't do it, your body and brain are going to be trained that way. So then when you do say, I'm going to go to the gym, your brain's going to trigger and say, nah, you don't need to do that. Just make an excuse. So long story short, if you want something bad enough, you will make a way and you will make the changes. And if you don't really want it bad enough, you'll make excuses. Now, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just being real. And I know that was very real for myself. I never believed that I could do it. And I guess I just didn't want it bad enough, because at the time I would have rather just sat on the couch and watched TV than get my butt up and get moving. So understand that you are worth it, you can do it, and just speak that stuff over your life, because your words and your thoughts are so incredibly powerful. And at the end of the day, your biggest competitor, your worst enemy, your biggest critic is going to be yourself. So believe in yourself, because you totally got this. All right, guys, I hope that you found some of this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me, or feel free to leave a comment below. If you found this helpful, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe before you leave to see more things, to see more Sippin' Sundays. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video.